It's interesting you say that, Andrew, because when I was in Cairns the other day, the federal seat of Leichhardt, of course, it's Warren Entsch territory. The Liberal Party have had it for 9 of the last 10 elections, and when I was out talking to people, I was hearing a lot of the lines that were coming from One Nation and Clive Palmer, which kind of surprised me somewhat, thinking that they would just be in line with the Liberal Party, but there you have it, going a little further to the right. Anyway, just take us behind the scenes. You know, I like to go behind the scenes from your experience and what might be happening away from the cameras when it comes to the opposition leader and the Prime Minister this week. What's the messaging? What can you reveal to us?
Well, I think you have to watch where the leaders go this week. Everything is determined this week in terms of the geography and the messaging by the research, by the polling. So you'll see leaders go and defend seats this week. You'll see leaders go and on the offensive for seats this week. And you'll also see a bit of bluffing, which we saw yesterday in and around the seat of Bonner. I think that was interesting that the Prime Minister went to Bonner, and on the very same day he went north to Morton, which a seat they hold by 9%. So a bit of confused messaging there. But you'll see them on the attack. You'll see them on the defence in some seats. And you mentioned Leichhardt before, and Leichhardt is one that we went to in the last week of the 19 campaign. We didn't want to, but the research said go there because it was 50-50, and we won that seat 53. So you're very much guided by the research. So there's this show of almost chaos in terms of where you go and a frenetic activity on the road. But when it comes to message, it's the distillation of that message down to one phrase, one moment that you can get across to punters to get them across the line.
Interesting. You brave enough for a prediction, Andrew?
I think it will be Labor minority, but Peter Dutton will be very competitive, particularly in those seats that I mentioned, and there's going to be a lot of trading of seats on Saturday night, so it's going to make for a good watch. And I think Peter can get to 66, 67 and be competitive. But what I think is going to happen is there's going to be a massive increase in what you would call a marginal seat. The seats that are between 1 and between 0 and 2%, there's going to be a stack load of these after Saturday night. So it makes for a fun watch on Saturday.
Wow. No, it sure does, and we'll be all part of that. I tend to agree with you. I think just from my travels in the last couple of days, sensing that it's a Labor minority. But I tell you what, Andrew, there's still so much anger out there when it comes to not just the people, but small businesses in particular, struggling under this cost of living crisis where the costs of energy is driving everything. And it's just obscene how it's gone the last couple of years. But anyway, good to talk to you as always.